Gnome blessings, everyone. Good morning. It is April 6th, and my brain it's gone right now. You guys all took my brain. So this episode of Gnome Talk, I don't have any script, I don't have any plan, I have nothing. I just needed to come on and say thank you to all of you and really try to get you all to understand what is really going on right now. So, this week, every single day, more people have joined than in all of 2024 combined. Now, the scope of that is out of this world. A couple days ago, I know I posted on Facebook a thank you video, kind of letting everyone know what's happening, and feel like I should kind of do that again, do a more formal one that'll go out with this Gnome Talk episode. So it's going to be a short one because I have so much work to do. But that's great. I'm happy that there's so much work to do. So for those of you that aren't aware, the like magnitude of how big the Church of Gnome is getting, it's crazy. My wife and I, thank God she's helping me because, this weekend, been getting up at about 6 and then going nonstop till about midnight to try to stay caught up on the ordainment package orders that are coming through, the freaking missionary gnome pack orders that are coming through. And I am realizing that we kind of are at a point where it's physically impossible for the two of us to keep up with everything going on, especially with the work week coming up. Um, I mean, the Church of Gnome, I wish was my full time thing, but it's not. My wife and I, we both have full time jobs. My wife is also going to college. We've got kids, got a busy life, and the Church of Gnome has all of a sudden become way beyond a full time job. Now, up until a little bit over a week ago, there would just be pretty much like 3 to 20 people a day that would roll by the website, become a member, and now there's hundreds and hundreds of people coming by every day. And that's amazing. When I go into the Facebook group or the online group or forum, the just overwhelming amount of kindness and support going on uh, between everyone, the support that I'm getting, all the gratitude you all have been expressing for this space being created where everyone can be themselves and not be embarrassed to explore all the weird sides of this reality of spirituality of everything. The I've from the beginning of the Church of Gnome have really used the terms live like gnomes and embracing the profound and the absurd kind of as catchphrases of it. And I didn't realize how many people were out there that were already kind of living that way. And so it's great because even on the website, I've always put that the Church of Gnome is not a place of conversion. I don't want to be out there and, you know, trying to get people to lose whatever faith they already have and come over here. But there are so many of you going out throughout the groups, discussing your existing religious beliefs, whether you be Christian or a form of pagan or druid or Wiccan or whatever it may be, but still are finding a very deep connection to what's going on here. And it, yeah, I don't even know what to say. Like, that's what I was going for the Gnomean path to be something that can walk alongside the path that you're on. And if there's great stuff to take from it, and if that becomes kind of your main thing, that's awesome too. And it's just wild seeing it happen in live time at such a massive scale. And so I'm having to, at rapid speed, make some really just crazy life changes and decisions and stuff to sustain this. And that's great. That's awesome. It's just, well, my brain is kind of blown, you know? Lots of really big choices coming up. And I want to keep all of you fully up to speed, and whatever's going on, I want to be transparent about it. And so, yeah, in the next about 2 weeks from now, I'm meeting up with some lawyers so they can go through everything. I want this whole organization to be really combed through as thoroughly as possible. Now that things are really expanding, I want to make sure I'm doing things totally right, both legally, ethically, everything, as well as have them help me go through the plans that I have for expanding this. It's been awesome as an online group and experience, and I'm going to keep building that out. I'm working really hard on an app that's going to be fully integrated with the website and a bunch of other really cool things. But in-person action, that's where we need to go. And I know every single day so many of you are asking about that. And so there's different levels to what I'm thinking that's going to look like. There's obviously going to be the main thing of which I kind of created this for, which is like charitable action, coat drives, park cleanups, all these sort of things that I had in mind. Good community initiatives or environmental initiatives, and I want to make sure I do that all right. I want to make sure that everything is documented right, set up so it's safe for everyone, and also local groups or chapters or meetups, things like that. That's what so many of you are looking for, and that's something I really gotta map out on. How do I start making it so in each local area where there's a good hub of people, which is rapidly happening everywhere, how do I set up local chapters? And how do I set it up in a way to where I can feel confident and comfortable that the people there are safe, that there's not somebody taking advantage of the situation, which at this point I don't see happening. I mean, everyone in the group, everything is just so positive, but I have to like look out for that stuff too. And so that's part of what I want to talk to the lawyers about is how do I how do I go about that? How have other organizations done that in a way to where there can still be accountability and also realistically, what's my liability in all of that? That's something that I need to consider as well. But it's all good stuff. It's all happening so much faster than I ever imagined, you know, from going from a few members a day to a few hundred a day, kind of with the pace things we're going at, all these decisions and all these things I'm doing right now, I was really expecting to just be gradually doing over the course of the next year, couple years. You know, I was happy if I could, you know, get enough in the bank to run like one coat drive maybe at the end of this year. Something simple, you know? But now there's so many orders coming in that it's physically impossible for me to handle. And so That's just crazy. So I think I might have to slow some stuff down, especially the missionary gnome packs. I'm so stoked at how many of you every day are wanting me to ship them packs of these little gnomes for you to scatter all over your town and to hand out to people. That's such a funny but epic way to spread the word of the Church of Gnome. If you haven't seen, so these little gnomes, they have churchofgnome.org carved into them, but it's not possible for me to make as many as being ordered. So I'm falling pretty far behind on those, and I don't want to make it be a bad experience for people who have ordered it. So I'm probably going to have to turn that item off for a little bit till I catch up. Uh, Basically, every dollar that's come in so far, I've just been reinvesting into getting more supplies, more equipment, more ways that, I don't want to touch any of it. I just want to make sure that I can build such a solid foundation for this organization that this isn't just a blip. That's like, I just don't want what this wave that's happening right now. I can't let it just be a blip of what's happening. And so I'm trying to be so strategic, my brain. I just want to make it work. And so I'm putting everything back into laying a solid foundation, making it so it's scalable and that I can keep up. Because right now, I don't have the time or the capacity to, like, for instance, these Gnome Talk episodes. This is an important part of it all. Me getting involved in, welcoming people into the various online spaces, answering people's questions, customer service emails, all these things I am unbelievably behind on. And I, that doesn't feel right for me to be getting as far behind as I am in that regard. And so I'm at a weird point of trying to find a balance that is a changing, it's a moving scale right now. And so, yeah, I want to make it sustainable, stable, maybe somewhat predictable. So, as I had mentioned in my video the other day that I posted up, professionally, what I do for a living is help big companies scale and rework their processes and their supply chain and everything. So I've got the skills and the knowledge to do all this. I just never expected that I was going to have to do that for this all of a sudden right now. I was really thinking this was going to be a gradual, slow thing, but it is not. And that is so awesome. And so I'm basically what I'm trying to get at is I'm so grateful for all of you. And I'm grateful for all of you that are being so daily actively engaged in the different online groups. Honestly, that feels like it's taking a weight off my shoulders, knowing that there's so many of you that are welcoming people into the groups, introducing yourselves to people. Like, I was always so worried that people were going to join into the groups and then, try to introduce themselves or open up and express themselves, and then it just kind of fall onto deaf ears, and, that wouldn't feel good. And so, thank you, all of you that are remaining so engaged. That genuinely is bringing me a lot of peace of mind while I'm going through this phase of having to be pretty much solely focused on the operations side of things. But what else is coming? So the app. I know I briefly mentioned that. I'm learning how to make it as I go, but it's coming along. It's fully synced up with our online website group, our forum. So it's a more kind of seamless social media like experience from your phone. So you don't have to trying to deal with the websites from a phone I know isn't always the easiest experience, so I'm trying to make that work out. I want to add a lot more resources and material both to the website and the app. There's so many cool things I want to do with it. Make it so it's easier for all of you to connect with each other. At some point, the app could probably be very useful for organizing the local groups. So I'm exploring how I can do that. I want, yes, I need to set up some events. My wife and I, we recently, cause one of my initial plans was I wanted the first big Church of Gnome event in my area. I wanted it to be a park cleanup, and I'm so lucky to live in a city where all the parks are spotless. It's a like square mileage wise, I live in a really big forested area with tons of parks and beaches, and we drove around to all of them and it's all spotless. So I'm like, well, it doesn't really make sense for me to organize a park cleanup because all the parks are so clean. And so I was, before I realized how actually spotless they all were, I was talking to the city to try to get something formally organized, and I'm like, okay, I got to pivot. That's not going to do it. When I set something up, I want it to be impactful. So, props to you, Bellingham. This place is freaking clean. Um, yeah. So I don't even know what else to say. There's so much happening. I just rolled right out of bed, came straight here because I figured I don't want to go another week of missing a Gnome Talk episode, and I thought, yeah, this would be a good one to just no real plan, just let you all know what's happening, keep everyone up to speed, express my gratitude, which I'm just flooded with right now. And yeah, for those of you putting in orders, thank you so much. We're not actually, I felt like I was stressing all week thinking, "Oh my gosh, I'm falling so far behind." But I think it's just because of the industry that I work in. If something takes more than like 2 days for the warehouse and fulfillment teams to get it ready, well then I have to have meetings with everyone. Be like, "Oh, why did it take you more than 2 days to get this out?" Oh my God. And so I've been kind of holding myself to that same standard. And for aside from the missionary gnome packs, those, because of literal physical capability of how long it takes to make these, at this point I'm probably at least a week behind, and so I am going to have to probably temporarily turn them off while I catch up and get more equipment. But for the ordainment packs and everything, I don't think anyone's had to go more than like 5-ish days before I was able to get it shipped out the door. So my wife and I, we have trial by fire really sped up our processes every single day. But at this point, it still is. We wake up and we stay up late getting it done. And yeah, with another work week coming, I got to really figure out what I'm going to do. But thank you all. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. It's a short episode. Hopefully this wasn't too much of a ramble, but I also hope that you guys can really understand how thankful I am and how grateful I am that something that last January started as just kind of a silly idea that I felt like, this could make some people smile, and maybe over time I could do a couple little good things with it, to now it is like touching the lives of thousands of people. There are thousands and thousands of members now, which is crazy. It took over a year to get the first 1,000 members, and now we have thousands and thousands of members, and it is going nuts. So yeah, I should just stop because I'm gonna keep going on forever. Thank you, and stay patient with me. I got lots of things that I'm working on behind the scenes to really try to bring this up a level. I just got to figure out how to stay caught up with everything going on. So keep spreading those gnome blessings. Keep getting engaged in the online groups. I'm trying to work out the kinks. I know sometimes you all reach out to me different glitches and things on the website and all that. I know. I see the messages, but I'm trying. So, all right. Gnome blessings to you all. Thank you so much. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. And I'll be seeing you all in the Facebook group and online group and all that. Woo! All right. Back to it.